Hey there, hope you're all having a fabulous day. It is Gigi Inspire here to bring some positivity, some good energy to you. All I can share. Is it chaotic for you right now? Is there chaos going on in your life? I was thinking that chaos is a normal thing, but constant chaos is not. And we have been subjected to so much of that. Waves in the ocean, next thing after next thing after next thing for years. I feel like we all have a little bit of PTSD. you know Chaos and juggling, I guess, are normal, but we have been an undue amount of pressure, and so it's opened up a lot of uncertainty. People are unsure, they're scared, they're fearful, they don't know what the future holds, they're nervous, they're anxious. There's all of these things that we've had to learn how to cope with in our day-to-day lives. And so I was thinking about how to get through some of those things and how I could give you guys a few tips that I've been able to utilize. And look, I've been an entrepreneur for a lot of years. I'm not perfect. I have lots and lots to learn, but I've been able to sustain it for 15 years and continue to keep rolling. So here's a couple of ideas. I was just talking to a good friend of mine too. I'm going to add some of what he said. So this time, our families, our future depends on us taking the best version of ourselves and applying it to our lives. Okay. It needs our best. We absolutely have to get better and improve. But what does that look like? What does it look like to be our best selves, the best version, the fit version, the disciplined version, the high energy, positive, happy version, right? You don't have to be positive like me. You just have to be a positive, upbeat you if you want more success in your life. But what does that look like? First of all, we have to decide what we want. And I think that can be a real challenge for people, is actually figuring out, what do I actually want in my life? What is it that I want, short term, midterm, long term? What do I want my legacy to be? You can go as long or as far back as you want to and start to think about, what impact am I making? And is that the impact that I want to continue to make? Or can I make a different stamp? Can I make a different imprint in this world? What impact am I going to make? So once you know what you want, then you can find a way to tie what you want to an emotional reason, because those might be your whys, your goals, the things you want to be able to achieve, but there's a reason behind it. Is it a person? Is it your family? Is it something that you want to be able to achieve, something that maybe you weren't able to achieve in your past and you really want to be able to make sure that you hit that goal? Whatever it might be, there's a reason behind it. And those are usually emotional reasons. The more that you can tie it to something emotional, the more likely that you're going to be able to get it. Okay. And remember, you're going to have bad days. Most of the time, what happens is you have a couple of good days where you're clicking on all cylinders, you feel like working. That's normal. And then you have those days where you're like, I'm not 100%. I'm just kind of going through the motions. Then you have those days where you just flat out don't feel like doing anything. And what are you going to do on those days? Those reasons, those whys, those things that emotionally tie you to the outcome, those are the things that are going to get you through those harder days where you absolutely don't feel like doing it, but you need to do it anyway. Because the discipline and the consistency of taking the steps that are going to drive you forward, that's what we need to work on. That's the exercise that we need to do. And remember, those dark days, you're going to have them. And there's a dark side to all of us. There's a hard part of us. This is what my friend was talking about. He said, you have to have this hardness inside of you, but it can't be at the surface all the time, right? There's got to be that hard part where you can switch it on and say, all right, we need to talk business now. And this is how it's going to be. And you got to do those hard things that you don't want to do. Having those tough conversations, the ones that make you uncomfortable, that make somebody else even uncomfortable. But you have to have those moments. It can't be on the surface. It can't be who you are. Most of us are trying to go after, I guess, again, the best version of ourselves and be in a good frame of mind. Are you even thinking about your frame of mind? Are you one of those people that goes out and tries to have a positive outlook on things? Maybe yes, maybe no. But there's a hard side of us that we have to be willing to let out when necessary, right? When business calls for it, right? Learn how to be relentless. Learn what relentless looks like for you. Okay. Everybody has a different work ethic, and we have to push harder to figure out what does my 100% look like? If I'm operating at 75 or 80 all the time, does my 100%, how much do I need to turn it up to be able to be relentless? Right? Tim Grover talks about relentless. He wrote that book years ago. I love it. Talked about the dark side, but he also talked about what it means to be a cleaner, right? It's a, what is it? A cooler, a closer, and a cleaner. A cleaner is like Kobe, right? Always ready for the challenge, you know, thinking about the challenge before you even got into the idea, because he's already in the gym, right? But being that cleaner, being relentless, what does that look like for you? Figure out what that looks like, get it down on paper so that you can start putting it into action. Okay. And the other thing is, you need to get your money right. You need to make sure that you're thinking about, am I taking those steps? Because there's no surer path to uncertainty and fear than not having your money together. And I think a lot of people are in that situation right now where they're very worried about it. So if you're relentless in your pursuits of whatever it is that you want in your life, you've got a money plan in place. And that's one of the things that I do. But if you've got a money plan in place, you know what you're doing, you're saving, you're putting it together, you're growing it, you're planning for it. It's really simple. Save, plan, and execute. Okay. So that's all I can give you guys right now. I will take everything that I can and give as much knowledge as I can, as much experience as I've been able to gather in the years that I've been in business, to be able to help you all I can. So be inspired for a great life, everybody.